Hey guys, it's Clayton here. Welcome to a new video. Today, it's not concert footage. It's not a concert vlog, but no, it's still got music, and it's still got a great local band from Seattle. They're Swamp Wife, and today they released their song Crust. Technically tomorrow, because it's actually June 16th and comes out June 17th. But since it's currently 10:23 p.m. In the Eastern time zone, it is currently June 17th. Anyways, that probably sounds very random. I got a thing for dates. Anyways, let's listen to it. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I've seen Swamp Life 5 times, and I'm pretty sure I've heard them play this live all 5 times, but I've never heard the studio version, like the studio recording. So I'm really looking forward to listening to it. It's a great song. Swamp Life is amazing. One of my favorite bands at the moment. And it's so crazy that I live just like an hour from Seattle, because it gives me the opportunity to see this band in person, and they're amazing in person. Yeah, so truly blessed to live so close to be able to see them live. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm really excited. This is Culture Crust by Swamp Life, and it just came out an hour and 24 minutes ago. It's probably just cringe dance moves. Okay, I gotta turn this up. Guys, it's a fake out. Ooh, okay. Now, okay, I think that's... Okay, 1. That's a great song. I love that song. It's my first time hearing the studio version, the studio recording of it. But I just want to say that hearing Culture Crust and then it just directly going into Your Turn, which is the second song on their EP, that's a pretty cool transition. Like, I don't know, I think it's great great songs to pair together. Anyways, that was probably cringe. I mean, I was just like dancing around, didn't really know what to do, but I really enjoyed the song. Yeah, it was pretty cool to hear the studio recording. Wasn't planning on this, but I think I'll actually talk about some of my Swamp Life stories. I don't know. As I said, I've seen them 5 times. First time seeing them was on, and like I said, I got a thing for dates. My first time seeing them was March 8th of 2024. So this year, that was, gosh, today's June 16th, which means my first time seeing them was 3 months and 8 days ago. So, gosh, it's not been too long and I've already seen them 5 times. Anyways, I saw them play at Black Lodge in Seattle, and I believe the order of who played was, I think it was Swamp Life, and I'm totally blanking on the name of the second band. But I know it had a female lead singer. I can't remember the name, but they were really good. Anyways, I'm not gonna try to think about that anymore. Who else played? So they opened with Swamp Wife, and then there was Kuroshi, and then there was also So Pitted. That was So Pitted's album release show. I think that was actually my second time. Yeah, that was my second time at Black Lodge in Seattle, which is an amazing venue. Similar to Real Art Tacoma in Tacoma, Black Lodge is also an all ages venue. No matter what, it's always all ages, so never 21 and up shows, which all ages is really cool because there's plenty of venues in Seattle where you can only get into like if you're 21 and up, or sometimes like at Funhouse they'll have it all ages, but then other times they'll be 21 and up for the concert. Like anyone under 21 can't get in. But the times I've been to Funhouse when it is all ages, there's usually like a fence separating the bar and the other area by the stage. Anyways, I'm pretty random and kind of spun off there for a sec. But yeah, my first time seeing Swamp Wife was March 8th. And I remember before that, I dropped my parents off at the SeaTac airport. I think they're going to Palm Springs. And then I was just hanging out in the showbox, or I was hanging out in the Soto area of Seattle. And yeah, just killing time for a few hours. Went and got Krispy Kreme, went to the Starbucks, I think it's called the Roastery, which is in the same building as just like the big Starbucks corporate building in the Soto area, just not far at all from T-Mobile Park where the Mariners play. And then I also went to not Sonic Boom, Silver Platters Records in the Soto area. And that's one of my favorite record stores. They got one in Seattle in the Soto area in Bellevue, which was the first location I ever went to of theirs. And I think they might also have one in Linwood too. Anyways, that took a while to explain all that, but yeah, I was just killing time in the Soto area for a few hours, and then I drove to Black Lodge, and I actually I brought a Elliott Smith 45, a single on vinyl for Perrin, who's the lead singer of Kuroshi, another one of my favorites local Seattle bands. And I gave that to him because I knew that Elliott Smith is one of his favorite artists. I think it might be his favorite, but I could be wrong. Anyways, I'd heard of Swamp Wife before because the bassist for Swamp Wife, Lola, she's married to Perrin, who's, like I said, the lead singer of Kuroshi. So that's kind of like how I knew of Swamp Wife originally. But my first time seeing Swamp Wife, I didn't really know what to think. I don't think I'd actually listened to them on Spotify prior to seeing them, but it was something else. I really liked their performance. I think that was on a Friday too. And whenever I've been to Black Lodge, it's always been like kind of like a magical experience. So just especially seeing them at Black Lodge probably helped to just enhance the experience. I mean, the lighting there is great. I love the crowd there. It's just really, when I'm there, it feels like home in a way. It's like a very family friendly environment. It seems. Maybe you just have to be there to understand what I mean. But yeah, Black Lodge is just great venue. I think I've been there 3 times. Anyways, yeah, March 8th, first time seeing Swamp Life. I can't remember the exact date of the second time I saw them, but I think it was just a few weeks later, I think. I'm gonna guess March 22nd, but I'm probably wrong. But that was actually in the Den, which is in the Student Union building at UPS, University of Puget Sound in Tacoma. I drove like an hour from my house. I live in Enumclaw, just a small town about an hour from Seattle. Anyways, I drove to UPS and I parked, and then I was just like running around the campus trying to find the building because I think I had the address for it, but man, my GPS was a bit messed up on campus. It was getting me the wrong way. So I asked someone, and anyways, I was running for a while, probably like 5 or 6 minutes, and finally made it to the building, ran down the stairs, and I was running down this hallway, and I could hear some music playing. I could hear Swamp Life, and I think they were playing their first song on their set, which I think it was their song called Got Caught, which is currently unreleased, but it's a pretty good song. And then, yeah, I got actually a video of their set, starting with me just running in that hallway, and then I just walk in the room. I'm sitting on a chair, and I just got a video of their full set. That was a really great set. In fact, I even cried during their set when they played their song Swamp Life and their song Your Turn, which are just, again, 2 of my favorite songs. Swamp Life is just really amazing. But the reason maybe sounds silly, I was crying during their concert. There's maybe like 10 to 15 people in the room when I got there. I don't know, I expected there to be more people, but it was really cool that it was like a small, intimate environment. Anyways, the reason I was like, I had my tears coming out, the reason I was crying during their performance is because the songs Swamp Life and Your Turn always make me think of my girlfriend Ever, who last July 18th, 2023, Ever passed away. And so, I don't know, some of their music I just have like a really strong emotional connection to. And then just to not only to like be able to hear it in my headphones, but to see it live in person, that's just a really magical and special experience. So yeah, and then when I was at that show at UPS after their performance, I bought a shirt, I bought a sticker, which actually I'll go grab it. A shirt, or no, the sticker says, "Keep honking, I'm listening to Swamp Life" by the band Swamp Life, off their debut EP, Swamp Life. It's kind of funny, I like it. I should actually put it on my car. Got a shirt which is hanging in my closet right now, and this Hello Kitty pin has the lyrics, "Did it hurt like hell," which is from the song Your Turn. And I like that it's got Hello Kitty on it because my girlfriend Ever loved Hello Kitty, and so I just automatically thought of her when I saw that on the table. And then another piece of their merch I have is their EP on cassette, but it's not in here right now. I was actually playing it on my boombox yesterday. If I were to press play, it would probably start playing the EP. Oh, yeah, that was loud though. That is their song "I'm a Liar," which I'm pretty sure that's the 3rd track on their EP. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, after they're done playing, I bought some merch, and I just like hung around UPS for a while. This was my first time being on campus there, and it's kind of cool to just hang around in the Student Union. And I got some pizza and like a Slurpee from their cafe, and then eventually I just drove home, and that was a really great show. Third time I saw them was it was April 14th in Tacoma at a house show. I was in someone's basement, and that was really cool to see them there. And that was just an amazing concert overall because, for one, house shows are amazing. The energy at house shows are like unmatched. Like, just in an intimate setting, and just the people are there for that. It's so cool. Anyways, the lineup was Stoneyard, and then there was Swamp Wife, and then Alex Vile, and then there's Kuroshi headlining. But they had three of my favorite Seattle bands there: Kuroshi, Swamp Wife, and Alex Vile. So it's like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Sorry, I'm totally like geeking out right now. But yeah, they played amazing. I ended up bringing my friend Kyle and his girlfriend Grace to that show. I also brought Lisa, that's Ever's mom, my girlfriend's mom. I brought her with me. And during when Swamp Wife was playing their song Swamp Wife, I actually, for a while, I was holding Lisa's hand just because, think about Ever, and just because it made me think of her daughter. Can't hold my girlfriend's hand, so I was holding her mom's hand during that performance of it. Then the fourth time I saw them was just over 2 weeks ago, and it might sound weird with my numbers, but I'm pretty sure there's actually 15 days ago, because I also saw them last Saturday, which was 8 days ago, and then I also saw them the Saturday before that. So yeah, fourth time I saw them was 15 days ago. That was June 1st at Clockout Lounge in Seattle. They were the first band playing, and they started like around 9, but I got off work at like 8 o'clock. So, and I live in Enumclaw, so I was kind of worried. I thought that the drive might take maybe even over an hour to get to Seattle. Thankfully, it was about 50 minutes. I was able to get there just in time, like a few minutes before Swamp Life went on stage. So I'm glad I was able to see their full set. And even though it was my fourth time seeing them, I'm pretty sure that was my first time seeing them play an entire full set. Because I remember my first time seeing them, March 8th, maybe I did see their full set, I can't remember, but I also may have been in the record store that's in that building when they started playing. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, June 1st, I saw them at Clockout Lounge in Seattle, and that was an amazing set. A highlight of it is that was the first time they played the song, I think it's pronounced Cadmium. Really great song. They played it last time I saw them, so I've seen it played live twice now. But that was like really cool. And I can understand some of the lyrics. Sometimes when I'm hearing a song for the first time and like I'm not reading the lyrics in front of me, sometimes I can't always understand it. But like, even though I can only understand some of the lyrics, I still had this like connection with the song. Like, I don't know, it just hit me. Like, it just sounded like really amazing. And, like if I can't always understand the lyrics of a song, all the instruments are creating this atmosphere. And just the atmosphere in that song was just amazing. And the lead guitarist, Campbell, I think that's his name. Amazing guitarist. He's really cool, and I love the guitar part in that, and the whole song's great, like overall. But that was like really cool to see that being played, and very special to be part of the first performance of that song live. Anyways, oh, that was also my first time. That night was also my first time seeing the band called Russian Blue, which they're from Bremerton, and they had a pretty cool sound. I thought they sounded kind of like Interpol a little bit. I don't really listen to too much Interpol, so please don't attack me if I'm wrong. But anyways, before I move on to the fifth time I saw Swamp Life, I want to touch on something else I was just talking about, which I was kind of talking about like not being able to understand lyrics, but still like getting that like feeling like the emotion of the song, the atmosphere that the song creates. When I was saying that, it reminded me of my first time seeing them, and it's like my first time I saw them, March 8th at Black Lodge. That was my first time even listening to their music. I didn't know all the lyrics, but I still when I heard Swamp Life, that song being played for the first time, that definitely like drew me in, and I could understand some of the lyrics on that one. And even though I didn't know all the lyrics, it still made me think of Ever. Anyways, yeah, just every time I see them live, it's always a special experience. And from there, I'm just going to talk about my most recent time seeing them, which was 8 days ago, which I think that was, oh gosh, was that the 12th? I think that it must have been June 12th. Maybe? Oh gosh, I'm getting so weird in my head about dates. I think it might actually be June 8th, because if that was 1 week after I saw them at Clockout Lounge, that would be June 8th. So yeah, yeah, Saturday, June 8th, I saw them play at, I believe the house venue is called Clubhouse. I drove to the U District in Seattle with the intention of just seeing them. I was looking forward to the show. If I had just seen them, it would have been enough, because they're amazing. But anyways, before their set, I start hearing some music from across the fence, and it was this band called Lamb. I'm so crazy. I thought someone was playing the recording I got of them from Under the Bridge, because I'd seen them once prior on March 29th under the First Avenue Bridge. I got a full video of their set from on top of the dumpster. So for some crazy reason in my head, I thought someone happened to be playing that. Why would that even happen? Anyways, turns out the house venue I went to that night, their neighbor, like from across the fence, also has a house venue. And so there was actually 2 separate concerts going on back and forth. So the bands weren't playing at the same time. What was happening was that bands were playing at the Clubhouse, which I'm pretty sure that's the name of the house venue where Swamp Life played at. The bands who played there were playing 20-minute sets. So they were staggering their sets for each venue. So they were playing 20-minute sets at Clubhouse, and then at Evil House, they're playing 30-minute sets, and back and forth, back and forth. And so, yeah, the other venue was Evil House. I ended up running over to the other side to Evil House when Lamb was playing, and then I got to see most of their set. I got a video of that, and then once they finished playing, like literally seconds later, Swamp Life starts playing, and they're on the other side of the fence, so I don't really have time to run over to the other side. So instead, I just run over to the fence, and it's cool. I was like watching Swamp Life from over the fence, and that was a really cool experience, and definitely unique. I wouldn't have expected to have that kind of angle seeing them, but I ended up getting a full video of that set, like I did with I've done most times with them. Anyways, it was just cool to have that angle and kind of like be a little bit higher up and like looking at, like watching them from the side, but also like be able to see like crowd members at Clubhouse. Anyways, that was a really cool performance they did, and that was my second time seeing them play Cadmium. Something I thought like a highlight besides seeing Cadmium being played again was that they opened their set with the song In Your Backyard, in someone's backyard. And I also thought it was kind of cool that I was watching from someone else's backyard. So let me just say that again. Swamp Life opened their set with their song In Your Backyard, in someone's backyard, while I was watching from a different backyard. I just think that's such a fun sentence to say. And anyways, this is a long video. Originally, this was just going to be a video of like my live reaction to seeing Culture, or like listening to the studio version of Culture Crust. I was just dancing around, probably a bit cringe, but turned into some Swamp Life story time. And eventually I hope to publish a book full of concert stories I have. And definitely if I were to write it all down, it'd probably sound more coherent than when I'm saying out loud, because these thoughts are just like randomly spilling out of me. I'm like freestyling it. Whereas if I was writing it down, it would probably come out a lot more clear. Anyways, I think we have reached the end of the video. If you stayed until the end, thanks. Gosh, you have lots of patience. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Good night. Whatever. And definitely go listen to Swamp Life. Their new song, Culture Crust, just came out. Haven't you heard?